بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Good afternoon. This is the Lahore Ahmadiyya organization bringing you the latest broadcast on reflections on the Holy Quran. And this is broadcast number 301. I start with an apology because we haven't been able to broadcast for a few weeks, but we hope that that won't be repeated. Just to remind you that the Lahore Ahmadiyya Jamaat organization was created by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib. And he taught us that although other Muslim friends and brothers, they want to bring a new prophet after the Holy Prophet Muhammad. In fact, now no prophet can come. Not an old one, not a new one, and so on. Sorry, I just noticed that we didn't have any audio on one of the services on which we broadcast. So now it shows me that we do have audio on that broadcast. Anyway, I was talking about the fact that Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib, he taught that although others say that after the Holy Prophet Muhammad, some say an old prophet, some say a new prophet can come. This is wrong. The Holy Prophet was the last prophet. And after him, no prophet can now come. And that is the end of the story. Similarly, people say that God now does not speak to human beings. But Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Sahib taught that God will continue to speak to human beings until the last day. And Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's own claim was that of being the reformer, the mujaddid of the 14th century of Hijrah. And this is what his gravestone said. And Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad taught us that although other people say some verses of the Holy Quran have been abrogated, this is untrue. No verse of the Holy Quran was, is, or ever shall be abrogated. And I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by some messages that I'm receiving. So let's turn to today's broadcast. which is about chapter 2, verse 98 of the Holy Quran. And let me remind you that we are looking at the meanings of individual words of the Holy Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم على قلبك بإذن الله مصدقا لما بين يديه وهدى وبشرى للمؤمنين. Actually, I recited the wrong verse of the Holy Quran. I recited part of the verse 97. My apologies for that. من كان عدوا لله وملائكته ورسله وجبريل وميكال فإن الله عدو للكافرين. Whoever is an enemy to Allah and his angels and his messengers and Gabriel and Michael, then surely Allah is an enemy to disbelievers. So today the word we're going to look at is wa rusulihi. So let us turn to that and see what that says. Where are we? Here we are. This the root of this word is 3 letters: Wa, Sin, and Lam, and in total you find in the Holy Quran 8 words made from the combination of these 3 letters, and in total they occur in the Holy Quran 513 times. 332 times as the noun rasul. So if you speak Arabic or Urdu or Farsi and so on, you would be familiar with that word. It means a messenger. But what we have done is that in Urdu and so on, we seem to have restricted its use only to Allah's messengers. But we'll see from the Holy Quran that in the Quran the use is not restricted to that. And then 130 times as the verb arsala, and then 35 times as passive participle mursal, sorry. And then fewer mentioned 6 times, 4 times, and that kind of thing. So if we now go to Mufradat and have a look at that. Ar-rislu, its basic meaning is to start on a journey, to start walking gently and slowly. Naqatun rislatun is the expression used for a she-camel that walks gently. And the word rasul comes from this as well. So this is worth remembering, because what happens in the Holy Quran is that we have a root and it has a basic meaning. And then we build on that basic meaning. We make new words by adding other characters to the root. So let us look at that and see how the Holy Quran does this. And another thing to mention is that the same word can be used for the message and the messenger. And in chapter 9, verse 128, we have لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ. O people, from among you, a rasul, a messenger will come. In chapter 26, verse 16, it says, Inna rasulu rabbil alameen. And we were sent by the Lord of the universes. Now the plural of rasul is rusul. And what we have to remember is that when these words are used, rasul and rusul, in the Holy Quran, it may mean human beings or it may mean angels. Innahu laqawlu rasulin kareem. Chapter 81, verse 19. That's the Holy Quran, is delivered by an honorable messenger. And here it is said that the word rasul means Gabriel, the angel that brought God's instructions. Inna rusulun rabbika lan yasilu ilaik. And they've been sent by your Rabb. Inna rusulun rabbika. Your Rabb has sent them. But they won't be able to get to you. Then sometimes a Rasul is mentioned by name. وَلَقَدْ جَاءَتْ رُسُلُنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ بِالْبُشْرَى. Chapter 11, verse 69. And when our angels, when our Rasuls, Rusuluna, when our angels brought the good news to Abraham. Here the word plural is used and it means angels. وَالْمُرْسَلَاتِ عُرْفًا. Here mursalat, that's used for the message itself, by the angels who were sent with Allah's message. Bala wa rusuluna ladayhim yaktubun. Chapter 43, verse 18. They hear and The angels which are with them, they note, they write. Yaktubuna. Here, rusuluna, again used for angels. But sometimes it does refer to human beings, sometimes it names them. Wama Muhammadun illa Rasul. Chapter 3, verse 143. And Muhammad is, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, is no more than a messenger. So here, the Holy Prophet is called Rasul. Previously we saw angels were called Rasul. Ya ayyuhar rusulu. Balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbik. Chapter 5, verse 167. O Rasul, Ya ayyuhar rusul, O Rasul, O Messenger. The commands, the instructions that have been revealed to you from your Lord, then deliver them to people as they were delivered to you. Here again, a human being, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, is being addressed. So the word Rasul is used for a human being. وَمَا نُرْسِلُ الْمُرْسِلِينَ إِلَّا مُبَشِّرِينَ وَمُنْذِرِينَ. Chapter 6, verse 48. And the purpose of sending messengers is that they give the good news and the warnings. Good news, what will happen if you do the right thing, and warnings, what will happen if you don't do the right thing. Just think of your teacher who says, well, if you work hard and revise and so on, you'll get a good grade. If you don't, you won't. So there's good news of a good grade and a warning, depending on what you do. But interestingly, the author of Mufradat says that it can mean either angels or humans. It can apply to both. And in another place, that was the word Rasul applying to humans and angels, and a difference of interpretation. But here's another one. Ya ayyuhar rusulu kulu minat tayyibati wa'malu saliha. Chapter 23, verse 51. And we give instructions, we command our rusul, our messengers, to eat what is pure and good and do good. Now, the author of Mufradat is of the opinion that when Allah says this, Ya ayyuhar rusulu, then it doesn't just mean the Holy Prophet Muhammad, but it also means all his companions. So you can see even in the Holy Quran, the word Rasul is being used for non-prophets. And that interpretation is being given not by an Ahmadi, but by non-Ahmadis, to say that it means the same thing. And so this is very important Because sometimes people say, oh, Ahmadis believe something very strange and different and so on. But when we look in their books, you find exactly the same thing. It's just that some people have restricted the meaning of certain Arabic words when they're used in Urdu or Farsi. And that is what causes the problem. Chapter 6, verse 6. وَأَرْسَلْنَا السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْهِمْ مِدْرَارًا. And from heavens, from skies, what came down? Heavy rain. وَأَرْسَلْنَا. Here what's coming down, what's being sent is water. But it's also applied when someone is sent with some authority. Chapter 6, verse 61. وَيُرْسِلُ عَلَيْكُمْ حَفَظًا. And he appoints angels to guard over you. But then in another place, فَأَرْسَلَ فِرْعَوْنُ فِي الْمَدَائِنِ حَاشِرِينَ. Chapter 26, verse 53. To gather together people, Pharaoh did what? فَأَرْسَلَ. He sent his messengers. I'm laboring this point so that you understand that difficulties are arising. Why? Because the meanings of the words which were in Arabic were much wider. And what did we do? We restricted them when we got them into Urdu. And then when someone used the word as it is used in Arabic, people said, he's a kafir, he's this, he's that. Chapter 35, verse 2. مَا يَفْتِهِ اللَّهُ لِلنَّاسِ مِن رَحْمَةٍ فَلَا مُمْسِكَ لَهَا وَمَا يُمْسِكْ فَلَا مُرْسِلَ لَهُ مِن بَعْدِهِ. And God can open the doors of the blessings, treasures of blessings. If he does that, then no one can close those doors. But if he shuts those doors, then after that, no one can open them. Now, here, the word is being used with amsak. وَمَا يُمْسِكْ فَلَا مُرْسِلَ لَهُ. So, but the main thing is this. The basic meaning is that it applies to something that walks slowly and gently and softly. Why is that important? It is important because that is the purpose. That is the purpose of the coming of a prophet. which is that he should kindly and gently and slowly reform people. What is the she camel to which this is supposed to apply to? That she camel walks gently and slowly, because reform can only be attained slowly and by gently explaining to people why they need to change. See, in the Holy Quran, we frequently see people saying to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, well, our ancestors used to do this, and now you're telling us that this is wrong. How can that be? So if you just attack their ancestors, you're going to annoy them. So you have to do this kindly and gently. That was all they knew. That was the old guidance. But things have changed, etc. To encourage people to change, to improve, to reform themselves. If you just attack them and their ancestors and so on, and they'll simply say, well, what's it got to do with you? Go away. And you would have defeated the object of your coming. So let us remember that. And with that, we are nearly at the end of the time for today's broadcast. So I take my leave of you, and inshallah, we'll meet again tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, and goodbye.